Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and I've got a plan, and it's a weird plan, and that's okay. These are dustpans. That's a plastic dollar store shovel from a sand bucket that is a buck with a shovel. This is my OXO omelet turning spatula, which I expect to come in very handy in a moment. I am going to do a couple of things. I'm going to shake up my black paint, and I'm going to wish I had my white paint out here, but I have a big bottle. And I am going to use my dustpans in a very strange way. And then I will think about, as things progress, whether I'm going to also mix up some black and white and or gold to do something very similar. So I may just dip the shovel into the white paint. We'll see. I'm going to move those out of the way, and I'm going to bring over my 16 by 20 inch canvas right here. You can tell this is going to be black and white. I'm going to use my OXO omelet turning spatula, available on the Amazon link below the video, as a whisk broom. I wish that I had left the top off of that. Maybe that's just the solution right there entirely. I did just mix up a new batch of paint. I want a nice heavy layer because I want to see if we can sell the paint even though I use no silicone. I think the glasses on my head should go on my eyes. It's 90 degrees out here today. Good thing I walked into the pool with part of my clothes on, so I'm a little not insanely hot. I can sort of see this is a very bright day also. I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to try and get this paint spread very quickly. I don't know how long any of this is going to take. I got something making a break. Wow, I put my headscarf on and I still have strange things falling into my painting. It's love bug season here, so don't be shocked if something falls into the painting. It's not random. It's probably trying to repopulate itself. As in, there's probably going to be more than one at a time. Hopefully that was subtle enough for the kids in the audience, if there are any. I know there are some. I know you guys watch with your grandmas and your moms. Hi kids. Alright, so I have a relatively thick layer. I don't have any paint on the edges because I want to be able to handle this. And my plan is a simple plan. I'm going to take that black dustpan and I'm going to see how wide of a swath I can cover with the canvas. I'm going to put that spatula into the bucket. I'm going to see if I can get that paint to spread evenly inside the dustpan so I have that much more of a chance when it comes out. There's one down. So, did I mention that I wanted this to be very abstract? And that I was thinking about combining colors? But, you know, I want to do that less now than I did a few minutes ago. I am going to use my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas to try and rescue what's left of that paint. Push it all the way back down inside the dustpan, because the mass of it may stay wet longer out here. Especially if I put it someplace that I can use it again. So that's it. I'm done. I'm kidding. Let me take my little shovel and maybe the scoop too. I don't know about the scoop. I'm also thinking about using the basting brush. I'm not seeing any cells pop much except for in here. I think what needs to happen is I need to be willing to swipe a few things right through and see how that works without getting too overly excited about what is or isn't happening yet, because I can always add gold to this and gold fixes everything. That's my opinion anyway. Sort of, kind of. I'm kidding. A little bit. So, oh wow, that was a lot of paint. I just saw that. And I've got a dish in the way that needs to go somewhere else. Now let's take Wow. I'm going to take my tile paint with my spatula and just use it. And we are playing, and I have not. I'm going to put those in the bucket. We have not tipped, and we don't know if tipping will be of assistance or not at this point, because we do want to see if we can just naturally make cells happen. I can see I have a wave of paint happening here, and I'd like it to cross that line and see where it goes. I also have squeeze bottles. I mean, I don't really need to worry about that too much if I want to follow that line. I could be using an edge catcher, but I'm not sure that there's that much reason. I also want to, oh, I wish I had checked to see if my bottles were squeezing out or not. That's kind of a drag right now, because I wanted that to be squeezing out. And something is in my tip, which needs to come away. Yes. I suppose, maybe, just maybe, it would be a really super good idea if we torched to see if anything was, come on, top, go back on, thank you, to see if anything was going to come through. So let's try that. It being a hot day, and us not knowing what we're going to get, and this specifically just being an experiment from start to finish. I'm going to let that paint relax right off of that silicone brush. It's been modified by having every other bristle removed. I'm very tempted by some gold. I am. But I'm also tempted by and wishing that that paint would come out. And it's still doing the same thing, which means that there's a blockage in there, darn, and it's not one that's going to come out in the tip. So I can see that wave of paint moving again, and I'm thinking if I want to have a catalytic reaction, like cells popping, I'm going to have to do something a little more serious. Oh boy. I really want to just dip a dip a basting brush into the white, and see what happens that way. Trying to keep a copacetic composition and dipping at the same time. I've got this black paint. Let's see, we're going to dip the white bristles. I went all the way down to canvas on that. Still, I can go over my edge. I can wipe off my bristles and see what I get along over here. Turn the brush the other way so I have a different pattern. Kind of like those stripes. That's kind of cool. I like that. I haven't done anything, just given myself ultimate permission to have some fun with creating abstract expressionist artwork. Now I have all no, you know what? I'm just going to take a little bit of that white paint. Whoa, that's not a little bit. Alright. I'm going to look for some place to put it that it doesn't fall out. And every time I go over the edge, I'm going to use that basting brush again to, that's kind of cool. I like that. To cover the edges. That looks like a thing that does not belong. Come out. That looks like a massive paint that I maybe should have thought twice about manipulating. I'm going to go along the edge right now because I can and because I'm here. I also have the capacity to dot things and add some texture. Because I can. Hey, that's the name of my book on the Amazon link. If you open Show More below the video, it has the first 100 videos I recorded and added to YouTube. You know, that's kind of just fun and funky, and I like it, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I am going to wipe off my basting brush really quickly, so it's ready to do whatever I want. And I'm going to give myself permission to use my bamboo skewer, because I think that will add some more texture, and I want some more texture. Some very abstract, scratchy, marky texture, because there was white paint on the canvas, so that should work. That's kind of cool. I don't know what will happen as far as healing goes with that. I never did add any gold, but I think that might be best for another painting, another artwork. I do want to dip this in to the white, because I have that white in the dustpan and it's available to me, so I'm going to dip that in into the paint with the skewer, trying to schmutz up the paint. I've got too much. I'll probably try and use these again in a moment on the next painting. So let's rotate this around. I'm going to dip that again. I need something to prop that up on. I have no level surfaces. Someday when I have level surfaces, I will be painting much larger pieces of artwork. I can promise you that. It's been a long time. I've been stuck with a 16 by 20 inch platform, because that's attached to where the camera tripod will also work. I'm using my finger to cover that. I've got some neat stuff happening in there that I like just fine. That's a little exciting for me, and I'm happy about it. Do I really want to do this? Oh boy. How many times do I really want to do that? That's a good question. It's just dripping out itself. That's cool. I'm happy with that, actually. I'm going to give myself a little bit more over here and just keep playing for a while. I had a love bug on my leg. I didn't freak out. Congratulations, Priscilla, you did not freak out. Yes, it's always good to not freak out. Get out of my face! Out, 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 out! Whatever you are, little fuzzy bug. So I'm going to keep using the paint, whoops, such as it is, now that I've schmutzed it up. Because it doesn't matter on this particular piece. On my bamboo skewer to cover my edge. It's nice to have made sure that the paint will not leak out of the containers that I have. I'm going to drop that paint right in there. See what kind of pattern we get out of that. Because I can. The name of my book on the Amazon link, where you can find all kinds of other cool stuff too. Like usually my gold mica powder. I don't know how much further I want to go. I kind of like this, just the way it is. Just going to steal a little bit of paint, add a little bit more texture. The only thing that makes this a poured artwork is the fact that there's pouring medium in the artwork. In the, excuse me, yeah, right. In the paint. All my paint is pre-mixed in squeeze bottles with acrylic pouring mediums and Floetrol and GAC 800, which is a pouring medium from Golden. That's still clogging. I'm not happy about that. But I have fingers. And you know what you can do with fingers? Almost anything that you can do with a brush. So I suggest, under these circumstances especially, that I get busy with my fingers. And continue that line down over. And all of this is making me kind of happy. It's super funky, and I don't mind that. I think I might be done. Let's take the torch to it one more time. And I'm partially out of your line of vision. And maybe I'll have to get right to it quick with another canvas. And I have a few cells down here, not a whole, and a few over here, and some places that I should use my fingers, since I said I would, to cover my edges, and that's pretty good. And that's pretty good too. Or else, I'll go back to torching in a second. That needed fingers. This is good now. This is pretty good. I'm going to use the paint I've got right on my tile. Ooh, that looks great. It's abstract expressionism. Anything goes. Everything is permissible. Especially if I push the tile back where you can see it again. Darn. So I love you guys, and there's over 63,000 of you. And I really appreciate all the contributions you guys have made in the past, and anybody who wants to do that again will be automatically entered in this upcoming contest, which is for June 8th drawing 2019, in case we're out of sync with the year. And there are 5 artworks that you can find on the end screens. at the end of this video, along with my website, not much paid attention to there, but a good Instagram feed, you can also find my Pinterest boards linked, if it's working, knock on some wood, and maybe some Facebook albums sharing the wet and dry artworks from YouTube. I kind of like those marks and I kind of want them to actually be there. Just going to use my skewer over the edge. What else? I do sell my artwork. I do give classes in Spring Hill at the studio. I just wanted permission to play with black and white and make a totally abstract expressionist artwork, and I did. If you give me a thumbs up and you can't contribute, that is a contribution. So I say thank you very much when you do that. I really appreciate it. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you like me enough to want to see more of my videos and that they should allow other people to see my videos too. The same thing is true when you watch more of the video, including the commercials, because when you watch more of the video, the algorithm thinks that I'm popular. And then they want to place my videos where more people can see them. And since there are quite a few people watching already, thank you guys very much for all the wonderful compliments and comments that you leave me. I really appreciate it. In any case, if you have a question, you're always invited to ask. I will get to you as soon as I can. I like that, but I want that to be black over there and over here. Now that I'm having a moment to look at things, that timer's going to go off in exactly, I was going to say 2 seconds, but it beat me to it. I don't think I have much else to tell you anyway. I just want to make sure that I have everything I want in here. And maybe I do. And maybe I don't. Oh, I'm better with that. I'm happy with that, actually. Let's just do a little integration here. Just a little tiny bit. Yeah, I like that. What else? I think over here too. And I'll just steal a little bit more white paint to make that integrate down that way. So we're good to go. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida. One little spiral never hurt anybody. Always to be followed by more. And I love you guys. I'm so happy you're here. I appreciate you helping me out. And I'm glad to help you in return. And I know there's a few of you in the audience recovering from life. And I want to let you all know that I think of you all as perfectly healthy and well. No matter what. I think that's more helpful than anything. And I will see you in another video, anon. If I've forgotten anything other than to mention, like for the 14th millionth time, that I have a book. And if you want it, it has the first 100 YouTube videos in it. On Amazon. And I think you can actually read parts of that for free if you're clever. I'm not so clever as to have actually figured out how that works. There's an ebook and a published book, and I am almost done with this. It's got some great texture that I'm happy with, and a few cells that I'm happy with, and a few spirals that I always am happy with. And that's you guys gone in a second, so I've already said goodbye. And I'm going to torch one more time, because agitated paint, whoa, that's how hot it is. Agitated paint will often sell, and I have agitated this paint. We don't want any bubbles in the paint. We torch to release the bubbles, the air bubbles caught in the paint, and we also torch to release patterns. If it's early on in the creation of the artwork, that's possible. I don't know about right now, but that's possible then. Anyway, so let's see what you can see. I bet you're gone. Oh, you're still here. Okay. Well, now you can see it all. I love you guys. I said that. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Priscilla out.